Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy señor Eduardo, yo soy tu profesor de español. Espero que todos estén bien, muy bien. Bienvenidos a la clase de español para niños. Yo soy el director de Rola Languages aquí en Cambridge y estoy muy feliz de estar aquí con ustedes. Estamos en episodio 17 de Español para Adultos. Hello, everybody. This is Señor Eduardo. I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for watching as you continue this journey of learning Spanish. If this is your first video with us, be sure you go back and you can find all the videos on either on our YouTube page at Rola Languages or on Big's page as well. So they're all there and you can find them and you can play catch up. We're going a little bit slow for our adult learners. For those of you who are watching, get a pen and paper. Last week you were with Señorita Erika, and this week you're with me. So we're going to learn something muy importante today. And if it's your first time watching, it's okay. Just repeat everything that I say in Spanish, okay? So repita, I'm going to use that a lot. So I'll say repita, por favor, okay? And we'll want you to repeat after me. Repita, por favor. Muy bien. So we had some practice before on ser and estar, okay? And you guys learned how to conjugate the verb ser, yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros, vosotras sois, and ellos, ellas, ustedes son. Okay. And then we learned some, and you reviewed as well, some artículos indefinidos and artículos definidos. Okay, so ser and estar. Today we're going to learn the conjugation of the verb estar. So as you recall in Spanish, there are two verbs that mean to be. The first one is ser, and that means to be permanent. And then we have some rules there. This one is estar. So learn it like this. Estar means to be temporary. Okay, so it's I am temporary. You are temporary. We are temporary. And I'll explain what that means. The first step of anything is learn the translation. So estar equals to be temporary. Okay, and then we'll get into that here in a second, what all that means. The conjugation, we, as you guys all know, we're using the Rola Languages Level 1 book. You guys can go to our website and find it, www.rolalang.com, or you can just take a screenshot and go from here. But let's focus right now on this conjugation box chart, okay? So, repita, por favor. Yo estoy. I am. Tú estás. You are. Él, ella, está. He and she is. And usted está. You are. You formal is usted. Nosotros, nosotras estamos. We are. Vosotros, vosotras estáis. You all are in Spain. And then ellos, ellas están. They are. And ustedes están. Y'all or you all are. Ustedes están. Okay, very good. So let's keep practicing here. We have estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. Again, estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. Muy bien. One more time. Estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. Okay, so that's the conjugation. So as always, memorize the conjugation and memorize it so well that you can say estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, nosotros, nosotras estamos, vosotros, vosotras estáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Like that. Okay? Now, make sure you know what they mean in English. So in ejercicio uno, in exercise 1, let's do these translations together. So you have, and don't worry about what this means exactly yet. And we'll look at that gray box, the grammatica box in a second. What I want you to do is try to figure out simply the personal pronoun and then the conjugation. So yo estoy, you know that yo is I am. So this first one is I am. Maria está. She temporarily is. Maria está. Maria is. Simple as that. Nosotros estamos. We are. Maria y Juan están. They are. Maria and Juan are, or they are. Nosotros y ellos. Well, if we're included, it's all of us. Nosotros y ellos estamos. So it's we are. This all is we. Estamos, if you go up here, is with the we. We are. Yo no estoy. Yo no estoy. I am not. Okay, I am not. Usted está. Usted está. You formal are. You are. Ellos están. Ellos están. They are. Ellos is they. Don't forget those three at the end. Ellos is they. Tú no estás. You are not. And lastly, nosotros no estamos. We are not. We, not no, right? The no goes before the estar. Muy bien. So everybody, what I want us to do here is I want us to conjugate these verbs real quick. One more time. The verb is estar, and estar means what? Okay, estar means to be. Estar means to be. Okay? And I told you to memorize it. To be temporary. Estar, to be temporary. Estar, to be temporary. Okay. Repita, por favor. Yo estoy. Tú estás. Él, ella, usted está. Nosotros, nosotras estamos. Vosotros, vosotras estáis. And ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Okay, so those are all the conjugations, and now you know the translations. Now, let's go back and let me explain to you what estar temporary means. Okay, so let me put myself back. One. There we go. Perfecto. Okay, so let's go back to that caja gris, the gray box. The verb estar means to be, usually in a temporary sense. Okay, the verb estar is used when discussing the following situations: temporary conditions, feelings, and moods. And the examples are, nosotros estamos nerviosos. Ellos están felices. We are nervous and we are happy. Okay, so let me explain all of that, because then you'll get some vocabulary lists with estar. So I am happy right now. I would use estar, because my mood can change. So that's that temporary that I was telling you early. The mood can change. I'm sad right now. Okay, estar. I'm nervous right now. So that's a temporary mood or feeling. It's temporary. It changes. That's not my personality, right? For me to be tired. That's just how I'm feeling right now. That's a temporary condition, feeling, or mood. It can change. Estar. Physical condition. This is how you're feeling. Yo estoy enfermo. I am sick. Yo estoy cansado. I am tired. Yo estoy herido. I am hurt right now. Also, those are temporary conditions. Location. Now, this one's a little bit tricky, but just learn to be temporary, okay? And you know what that means. And then add location to that definition. What does that mean? So for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but the grammar says that we're talking about location, where a place is located, where you're located, or where you're at, we use estar. So, por ejemplo, yo estoy en la biblioteca. Estar en la biblioteca. I'm in the library. Not really. This is a screen. Yo estoy en mi casa. I am at home or in my home. Now, that location can change. However, for example, if I say Paris is in France, París está en Francia. That's a location. Now, that location never changes. Paris is generally always going to be in France. But according to this definition or this grammar rule, that's location, and we always use estar. So remember, estar is to be temporary, so temporary conditions, feelings, moods, and conditions, right? Or location, and location of any kind. So that's how you're going to memorize it. Now, in this section here of what we're doing, we're just focusing on estar. We're not giving you estar versus ser, okay? We'll get to that later, but right now we just want you to focus on to be temporary plus location. To be temporary plus location. That's estar. That's when you use it, and that's how you use it. Okay, so let's dig in a little bit deeper. You now have some rules here. You now know how to conjugate it, and you now know how to translate it. For each verb that we present to you, this is exactly the steps that I want you to follow at home as you're memorizing conjugations. As I said before, learning a language, the first few levels is a lot of memorization, and then you can start putting things together later. Muy bien. Okay, so let's go here. Exercise 2, ejercicio 2. And I'm going to do some of these with you on purpose so that we can, I can explain them to you, so it'll be less frustrating, okay? So let's do ejercicio 1. Buenos días, Susana. ¿Cómo estás? Okay, you know this one. ¿Cómo estás? I've been asking you that since the beginning of class. How are you? Temporarily, right? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? We use estar because that's a temporary condition. Yo estoy bien. Estoy bien. Okay, number 2. The books are in the library. Los libros están. Okay, so you may not know a lot of these words, but according to the instructions, we want you to conjugate the verb estar. So you need to identify your subject and then conjugate it accordingly. So los libros are they. Están. Okay, let's see if you can do this one. My sister is temporarily pregnant. She's going to have a daughter. Okay, so mi hermana, she está embarazada. Okay, so usted is your subject. So it's going to be, for está is going to be, muy bien, ¿está usted ocupado? No, yo is your subject. Yo no estoy ocupado. Let's keep going. And then we'll come back and we'll translate a few of these. Okay, so yo with estar is yo estoy. Okay. El reloj is your subject. Where is location? Where is your watch? El reloj is he. So third person singular. So ¿dónde está el reloj? It's on the wall. So está en la pared. Sevilla is a city in Spain. So Sevilla is third person singular. So Sevilla is she or he. So Sevilla está en el sur de España. Okay. Ella no en el colegio hoy porque enferma. So the subject is she. So even if you don't know all those words, you can conjugate she, ella está. So ella no está en el colegio hoy porque está, again, she is sick. She's sick. Okay, let me use some of these examples to explain this. So the first one here is ¿cómo estás? It's a temporary condition. So I think we all understand that one. Location, the library. I said that before. That's estar, because that's location. Your sister is pregnant. Está embarazada. That's a temporary condition. Está ocupado. Usted está ocupado. Are you busy? Again, temporary condition. You're tired. Está enfermo. Está cansado. Those are all temporary. Location, where, implies location. ¿Dónde está el reloj? It's on the watch. It's at the watch. Está en la pared. Location, Sevilla's in Spain. The college, el colegio. Ella no está en el colegio. That's location. Colegio's school, right? She is sick. Está enferma. Muy bien. Okay, so those are examples of estar. In exercise 1, you may not know some of those words, and that's okay. Because what you're actually trying to do is you're actually trying to do the conjugation. And if you can identify the subject using he, yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes, you can conjugate it correctly for exercise 2 and exercise 3. Okay, so in exercise 4, we're asking you some questions. So, número 1, ¿dónde estás tú? What does ¿dónde mean? ¿Qué significa ¿dónde? Okay, so ¿dónde is where are you? Yo estoy en la biblioteca. Tú estás, or you can say yo estoy, I am. Muy bien, yo estoy en mi casa. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Temporarily. Yo estoy bien. Yo estoy así, así. Or yo estoy mal. Okay? And then lastly, where are the books? ¿Dónde están los libros? Where are the books? ¿Dónde están los libros? Los libros están aquí. Los libros están aquí. Los libros están en la biblioteca. Los libros están en la biblioteca. They're in the library or at the library. Okay. Number 4, número 4 of exercise 4. ¿Dónde está el profesor? Where is the professor? That's a location. El profesor está en la escuela. He's at school, for example. ¿Dónde está tu casa? Número 5. Where is your house? Mi casa está en Boston. Mi casa está. And then if you work, ¿dónde está tu trabajo? ¿Dónde está tu trabajo? Where is your job? Mi trabajo está en Cambridge. Mi trabajo está in Cambridge. Okay, so things like the house, the job, the professor, those I always say those are third person singular. So it's él, ella, usted. So inanimate objects, like the book, for example, or people or places are usually he or she, él, ella. So third person, yo, tú, él, ella, usted. So third person and singular. So it's, we use he or she for most things. Muy bien. Okay, so those are that's estar. And in exercise 5, en ejercicio 5, you have translations. So let me explain these translations. So let's repeat everything that's in parentheses right now. Enfermo, enfermo, that's sick. Enfadado, enfadado, angry. Triste, triste, sad. Aburrido, aburrido, bored. Contento, contento, happy. And ahora, now, ahora, now. Okay, perfecto. So all of those you use estar. So when you write this in your notebook, put estar in front of all of these. Estar enfermo, estar enfadado, estar triste, estar aburrido, estar contento, estar ahora. Okay, to be there now. Okay, and the reason is that's going to help you remember that you need to use estar with these. Okay, and then you just conjugate estar. Those are adjectives, right? They're describing how you're feeling, okay, or how you are generally. And then you can do that for exercise. Okay, so this has been a big lesson. For those of you who just jumped in, don't get scared. We don't usually do this with much grammar, but this entire class is dedicated to the verb estar, the verb estar. So let's go ahead and repeat after me. Yo estoy, look in the chart. Tú estás. Él, ella, usted está. Nosotros, nosotras estamos. Vosotros, vosotras estáis. And ellos, ellas, ustedes están. So you all know that the verb estar is to be. And I want you to memorize it as to be temporary and location, right? So temporary conditions, feelings, moods, physical conditions, but also location. Now, the one that I skipped was called the progressive tense. Don't worry about learning that right now. In the next book, you will learn the progressive tense, and then we'll reintroduce estar as a helping verb later on. But for those of you who are seeing estar for the first time, memorize it as to be, temporary, plus location, and then temporary conditions, feelings, and moods. Okay, let's see if you, after all of that practice, let's see if you can conjugate that for me by yourself. So, ¿cómo se conjuga el verbo estar? Okay, muy bien. You should say, yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, nosotros, nosotras estamos, vosotros, vosotras estáis, en ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Muy bien. So finish the exercises for estar. Another tip is to go to YouTube or go to the Rola Languages YouTube page and search estar, and there will be some more exercises, but also other videos that you can watch to practice with estar. Now, to finish, let's see if you can conjugate a few things for me. So how do you conjugate the verb ser? Not to confuse you, but let's go back to the verb ser. Okay, so muy bien. So ser is yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros, nosotras somos, vosotros, vosotras sois, and ellos, ellas, ustedes son. So we have said here, which is the other one, which is to be permanent. And then we have estar here, which is to be temporary. Okay? Muy bien. Perfecto. Ahora, look at those real quick. So that's estar. And then this is ser. Muy bien. Okay, so for homework, let's give you some homework. You've seen how to conjugate these verbs, right? Pretty well. What I want you to do is try to go back and on all of the vocabulary words that you have seen so far, you know the alphabet. You've had some personal pronouns, definite articles, indefinite articles. You have some professions, mi trabajo, my job. You have me gusta and no me gusta. You have vegetales and frutas. And now you have the verb estar plus some adjectives that you can use that are in the exercises. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to write something about yourself. So try to write a short story or an introduction describing yourself. But then also try to reinforce using the verb estar, okay? Using the verb estar. So, por ejemplo, you can write, hola, yo soy Eduardo. Yo soy el profesor de español. Me gusta español y francés. Me gusta leer y me gusta trabajar. Yo trabajo en Cambridge. Mi trabajo está en Cambridge. Pero ahora yo trabajo de mi casa. Estoy en casa. No estoy en la biblioteca. ¿Ok? Me gustan vegetales y frutas. Yo estudio español. Yo estoy feliz. ¿Cómo estás tú? Okay, so that you should have understood most of that. Okay, so make sure you practice, make little sentences, go back and review. Go visit us at www.rolalang.com. We have a lot of free material there for you. Go visit us on our YouTube page. And as always, muchas gracias y nos vemos pronto. Adiós.